Well, hello, welcome to my shop. Welcome to the first video I'm making to post on my YouTube channel. I've been threatening to do this for quite some time and had all kinds of plans and how I wanted to start it out on my public channel and what I wanted to do, and you know, things just sometimes you can try so meticulously to do things and get it all set up and think it all out that you never do nothing. So my wife convinced me that I just needed to go ahead and do it. So with current events and all of that, of what's happening right now with me, I thought this would be a good time to do a review of a tool that I've had for a long time. In long, I mean several years, 5, 6, 10, I don't know. I don't count the years very well. But what I want to talk about is this little Earlex. I think it's a 5000. I bought this pretty much when, I think we got it at Woodcraft, when Woodcraft first started carrying them. I decided that up to that point, I was finishing, and I was finishing all by hand. Brush, wipe on. I sprayed a couple of projects with automotive type sprayers. I've sprayed motorcycles in the past. I've painted cars in the past. I've had some experience painting with a spray gun, but never before HVLP. So I didn't know what to expect when I got into one, but you know, people's reviews were real good, and so I thought, well, you know, I sure hate wiping on and wiping off, so I'll go ahead and buy one, and we'll start out with this little one, see how it goes. And that was years ago. So I bought this unit, and I've sprayed a lot of furniture with it, so I can't complain about that. But one thing I've noticed with reviews is reviews are always, when it's brand new, they got to get it the first thing out there. They have to, you know, first be the first ones to talk about it without ever actually using it. I mean, how much use do they have on it? You really don't know a tool when you first buy it. When you first buy a tool, in your mind, it's awesome. You just spent this money on this tool and it's great. You know, it's the best thing ever. And you're just going to give it glowing reviews, unless it's hard to use, you didn't read the manual, and you don't know how to use it, or it's just a piece of junk. Then you're going to give it a terrible review. Very seldom will you see a middle of the road review on a tool. And I think that's sad. I think that when I buy a new tool, which I just did, I go out and I look at all of the reviews, I look at all the information. But one thing I look at now, more than I ever did before, is technical support. How well does the company support the product? And that comes from experience of having purchased product and having it break or not work right, or I need a part, you know, it's discontinued. I'm not going to say Sony, but you know, you buy one of their products, 2 months later they forgot they ever made it. So, you know, and I'm not Sony hating, well, I am a little bit, but that, again, personal experience, your mileage may vary. But in any case, so I thought I would take a look at this gun and this setup here, and it makes sense to do it at this time, and I'll explain why in a little while. So I bought this again to spray furniture, and it's kind of funny because what the finish I bought to spray it with, if you get on their website, because I was looking at, you know, what the cut was on their website, under spraying, it says nope. And I'm like, what? What do you mean I can't spray this? And so being hard-headed like I am, I decided to thin it down. It was General Finishes Seal-A-Cell, and the top coat is what my traditional finish is. And I couldn't understand why I couldn't spray it. So I tried, and you know what? It works. So I've been spraying it ever since. I've got pieces that are as old as the Earlex, and there's still no finish problems whatsoever. Anyhow, so the gun has worked. But so you know, if a person was to buy one or get one, you know, it'll work for them. It has for me for years. But there are some things I flat don't like about it. So I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. So this is how it comes. It's got this little handle up top that you're supposed to grab a hold of and tote it around. And as you can see, the gun doesn't fit in the bucket very tight, so it'll come out real easy. Has several times on me. So, especially with the hose on it. So this is, to me, kind of worthless, but whatever. It's pretty cheesy plastic. The gun, though, the gun is relatively nice. I mean, it's comfortable to shoot. I've never had any problems with it other than lack of adjustment, right? So you can change pattern, you know, horizontal, vertical, just by moving the front, and you can change how much liquid, but that's about it. You can't change the pattern, you can't change anything else. It has different needles for different viscosity, so you know, it'll do pretty much whatever you want. It's a light gun, locks down well, doesn't leak, doesn't open. What the heck? Ugh. Okay, used to open. There we go. Oh my Lord, it looks like I need to do some cleaning on the inside. So the pot that you get with it is aluminum, and as you can see, it sticks. You know, one thing you can do on these guns that I've done in the past, and I usually do, I don't know why I didn't when I put this one up, is you can take just a little bit of vegetable oil or, you know, grease or whatever, just, you know, I use vegetable oil, and just run it around here with your finger, then put it on, and it won't stick like that next time you take it off. So that's something. So as you can see, the gun's been used quite a bit. Usually is a little cleaner than this, but whatever. But again, you know, it's a relatively nice gun. I haven't had much problem other than the lack of it having an adjustment for the pattern. Now, the one thing about this is it's top heavy. So when you get down, when you put liquid in, it's not too bad. But when you get down low with that hose attached to it, very tippy, very tippy. So you have to keep your eyes on it. And that brings me to the hose. I hate this hose. It reminds me of a cheap shop vac hose. It's stiff, it's too short, and it's just a pain. It doesn't have a fitting, so the way you install it into the gun is you push it in and twist. And that holds fairly well. I've popped it out before, but now you've got this hose pulling on the gun, so it's even more tippy now. So that's when you use this thing, and this thing's, like I said, worthless, but it does keep it from tipping. Problem is this got to be close to your work, which presents its own problems. So, you know, I'm not a fan of this hose at all. And another thing I found, another thing I found is this hose. If you're doing a large piece, like, you know, I did a bathroom vanity, a large one, you're doing a large piece and you're trying to get from one end to the other, you got to mind this hose, because it'll scrape the heck out of your wood and it will mess up finish. So you got to like kind of work towards the machine and keep this hose in mind and keep up with it the whole time instead of paying attention to the finish. So in any case, I'm not a fan of the hose. The power cord is all wrapped down in here. And you know, getting this thing back in, I'm going to regret this later, because getting this thing all back together and putting it up is kind of a pain. Let's see if I can plug it in here. Okay, so that's plugged in. Now another thing about this is it's loud, and to me it sounds like a shop vac. So I'm going to turn it on here and hopefully don't blow everybody's ears. I'll move it over there a little bit. Wind's coming out here. So there it's on. And here's another problem with this gun. When you've got it in and you've got it turned on, it's always blowing air. The whole time this unit's on, it's blowing air out of here. When you press the trigger, you know, it sprays whatever you're spraying, but it's an active system, so the air is constantly coming out of it. Which can be a real bother when you make a swipe and then come back with it. It'll orange peel, it'll blow your finish around depending how thick it is. So you got to be mindful of that. I've got to where I'll cover it with my hand and do it, and that's not the way you should do things. So I don't care about this and the air going through it all the time. I think it's a real pain. So I hope, you know, other people have better experience than I do, but it's something I end up having to chase. So I don't care for that. All these things you can get around, you can work around. It's like any cheap tool. You can figure out how to work around it for the most part. You know, you can buy a junk plane, and people have fixed them up and are using them. You know, how much effort are you willing to put into it? That's the question. It's like this. You have to put in a lot of effort to keep up with it. So I don't like that about it. Another thing I don't like about it is where the filter is. So this thing gets its air from the bottom. And I didn't change the filter or fix the filter because I wanted to show it. So it sits on the floor when you're spraying, and because of the air coming out the nozzle, if you didn't sweep underneath your cabinets or you don't have everything cleaned up, you know, when I was doing automotive and whatnot, we used to wet down the floors. Well, I'm not going to wet down the floors in my shop. And I don't have a finishing room, so I have to go around and clean up lots of sawdust and clean up everything, but there's places I can't get to, or places that are hard to get to, and when this thing starts running, there's dust in the air, all gets down here. And then this little chumpy filter comes off, there's the suction part of it, and you go clean it off and bring it back and stuff it back in here. Now obviously that's not clean. So, and then that's how you deal with that. So I don't care for that. And you got to think about, I don't know if there's another filter in here or not, but all that dirt's got to go somewhere, you know. So I've often wondered, well, does it get into the gun? Does it go into the gun? Is it going into what I'm spraying? Where is that dirt going from there? So anyhow, so those are the things that just really annoy me about this tool, and I don't like it. It makes it to where I don't want to use it very much, and I've used it. I've got more than my money worth out of it, finishing different projects and different things, but you know, right now I have a pretty fair program, a pretty fair size project I've got to do. It is a 5000, HV5000. I've got a pretty good size bed that I've made. I'll show you later. And I'm to the point where I need to spray it. And generally I'll, you know, put down drop cloth, clean drop cloth. I'll cover everything with drop cloths and I'll spray it in here. I mean, that's what I have to do. I don't have a finishing room. So I wasn't looking forward to it, and it is close enough to Christmas where the wife was sweet enough to decide to buy me an early Christmas present. So now that we've decided, or I've decided that it's time to upgrade. You know, I've gotten no use out of this. There's a bunch of stuff I don't like about it. I think it affects the quality of my finish. Even though I've been able to, you know, wet sand it down, do what I needed to do, rotten stone polish it. I feel like I'm doing a lot more work than I need to on finish, and it's taking a lot longer time. So this one's going away. Also, it's so weak. If it's even a single, it's got to be a single stage motor, obviously. But if it's any more than a single stage, I don't know. I can't believe that. To me, it sounds like a bucket head vacuum, to tell you the truth. If you don't know what that is, look it up. So, yeah, it's time to get rid of it. So with that, I thought it might also be fun. Well, I was going to do one more thing. Before I forget, I was going to grab this here scale and weigh it. Let me turn it where I can see it. So this whole outfit here weighs 9 pounds. So altogether, nothing in it. As she sits, she weighs 9 pounds. Okay, we're going to remember that. So we'll put this under the bench for now. And to surprise myself, it's time for an unboxing, which I never do, but whatever. I'm excited. Since I'm talking about HL8 high volume, low pressure, thought I would take this opportunity. Just got it today. Been waiting for it, and we have a box inside a box. Thank you, Amazon. Let's see what we got here. And it comes out sideways. Now I know there's probably 30 unboxing videos, but this is mine for me. And it's new to me. Get that out the way for now. Let's see what we got here. Carton 21 of 30. Okay. Van Buren Road, Easton, Pennsylvania, a little bit north. Proudly Canadian. Let's see what we got here. Probably can't see that. It says Mini-Mite 4 Platinum with T70 Fuji spray HVLP spray system. Now again, I am no expert on HVLP systems, and I don't have any desire to be an expert on HVLP systems, so there is that. But I do want to be able to finish my projects. Okay, what do we got here? We got stop. Do not return this system to where it was purchased if you encounter any difficulties. Okay, whatever. Then we got this faux box top here. Just smack the camera up ahead. Ooh, look at this hose. Damn, that's a heavy hose. Huh. Everybody was saying to buy one of these whip hoses. Maybe they're right. Look at this thing. It's supposed to be 25 foot. And this is a nice hose. This is like AC hose, like not AC hose, compressor hose. Good compressor hose. The old Firestone type hose that was flexible. You know, not that new crap, but the old flexible Firestone stuff that I used to use and still do. And we got a quick disconnect and an air valve on here. I like it. You can shut the air off at the gun. I like that. And we got a nice hose here. I like it. All right. That's far superior to the other hose. Uh-oh. Need to breathe. What? Okay, let me take this back out. I tell you what, these guys that pack this thing, they make it to where you can't return it in the same box because you can't get it back in the box. Yeah, can't get it out. Ooh, man, that's in there tight. See if I can grab a hold. I could cut the box, I guess. Dang. And if I had a sister, I'd ask her to get it out for me. Lord have mercy. Oh. Jeez Louise. Okay. Didn't know this box unboxing was going to take so long, did you? Me neither. I hate to tear the box up. I don't know why. I guess in case I have to send it back. It's broke. Oh wait, they told me not to. Okay. What do you think? Oh, Lord of mercy, that thing was in there. All right. Man, I'm tired now. What's this say? Okay. This says, I need to breathe. Please keep me 15 to 20 feet away from spray area. Always keep me on the floor while spraying. Well, how come? I don't know. Kind of ironic, though, I guess you could say, that this has got a label that says I need to breathe in a totally sealed box. That doesn't make sense, does it? Anyhow, apparently it doesn't need to breathe that much. What's in here? What's in here? What's in here, I ask you? Let's see. Ooh, new gun. What's this here look like? Oh, viscosity cup. I know what those are. Oh, let's see what we got. We got one that won't come out the box. It's got things on it. Ooh, that is shiny. Ooh-wee. Not Teflon coated. I don't think that's aluminum either. Maybe. No Teflon. Some weird looking cap and some weird looking filter. Okay. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Have to read the book. That feels good. The spray amount, and there's the pattern. Comes with a 1.3 head or nozzle, 1.3, and this adjusts the pattern from a bullseye to a wide fan. That feels pretty good. And then it's got the quick disconnect here for that hose. So that'll go on here. Lock down, looks pretty good. Not as tippy as the other one. What else we got in here? Get your free cup parts kit or book DVD combo. What? I'm looking at that. I don't know what that is. Okay, tools, cleaner and wrench, and manual. All right, let's move this to the side and let's get into this thing. The meat of the matter. Let's see what we got here. Better mind my time here. I'll drive everybody crazy. Hey, what's this? Oh, it looks like a gun holder. Looks like for holding the gun. Yeah, I'm out of frame, but that's what it looks like. Okay. And what we got? Oh man, styrofoam. Oh, I hate this stuff. Oh, I'm gonna have little styrofoam staticky things everywhere. All right. 1, 2. Nasty. What do we got here? Let's get rid of this. All right. Oh, let's impatiently open this. Man, look at this little guy. Oh, caution, hot. Man, this is pretty sweet. Look at this little fella. Got real filters in it. Nice little carry handle. Warning. Warning. Warning, bleeder plate screws must not be removed. Damn. Now I want to take them out. Okay, but I ain't gonna. Hate when people tell me that. All right, let's hook up this cord and see what it does. Okay, plug this little darling in. And let's turn her on. Holy crap! Dadgum! This thing has 10 times, I don't know, I might be making stuff up, but this is a lot of air compared to that other one. I mean a lot. Wow. That is amazing how much air this thing's putting out. All right, let's weigh the whole thing. We had 9 pounds total before. All right, let's see what we can do here. Zero it. Let's do this. Is 15.6. The hose adds to it. We're supposed to. Why ain't you doing nothing? Did you lock down? Ooh, 23.8. So we got 23.8. Without this thing, I'm sure it weighs 10 pounds. Yeah, right. 23.8 pounds versus 9. Man. Sharp though, isn't it? Nice, pretty blue. Filters facing the other way. Man, I tell you what, this thing has got some push to it. That's amazing how much air this thing's putting out. That ain't no vacuum cleaner. I'll tell you that. The other one felt like a vacuum cleaner. I think this 1.3 will spray that general finishes, but I'm gonna play with it and see. So I better get through with this video. So I think I'm gonna get up, show you the bed I'm working on real quick, and then sign off for the first video. More to come. I might go ahead and do a follow-up video on me finishing the bed with that gun. So let me turn the camera, if it's still running, and show you the bed. It'll focus.